At the end of a Super Bowl, the winning quarterback will often yell, "I'm going to Disney World." But crowds across America are not saying the same thing this September. In fact, it's looking like a historically empty month, something we have never seen before. The crowd levels are so low that the measurement systems can no longer track just how empty the parks are. We'll tell you why, and why you might want to go right now. Hello folks, welcome back to the Pro Channel, the place that is changing hearts and minds simply by telling the truth with a capital T. We want to welcome Ron E. Bradley, a fan favorite, back to the channel. Ron, how are you, sir?
Very good this morning.
And Ron, you go to the parks quite often. You were there, I believe, just a few days ago. And before we get into the data, just someone who's put laid eyes on what's going on there. How empty is it, Ron?
I mean, if you want to go and you want to get on stuff and not have to buy a multi-lane lightning part, whatever the convoluted paths.
I'm starting to see why it might be empty now.
Now is a good time to go. I mean, there's no virtual queue for Tron anymore, so you can get in line for that. And you get in line the right time of day, and you're waiting less than 30 minutes. I will tell you, I hated the virtual queue for Tron because you would get the virtual queue, and then you'd show up for it, and you would still wait for an hour in that line. And a good 45 minutes for a ride.
Hold on now, Ron. Hold on, Ron. That's something big you've just mentioned. You're telling me the park is so uncrowded, so empty, that people can get on Tron faster now on a standby line that's brand new than if they had paid money, $15 a pop, just a few months ago.
I don't know about every time of the day, but definitely at certain times of the day that is absolutely true.
I think Tron is far less popular than Disney had imagined, and I think that, by the way, that's going to continue because people right now are leaping in line because they think, oh, it's really popular. It just came out virtual queue. Give it a few weeks, this thing will not be as popular as Space Mountain. That's my prediction. Talking about not popular, Ron, here we are. We're back on ThrillData.com, where I do have one small request to the owners of ThrillData.com. I get having an ad at the top or the bottom, but the both is squeezing us on every one of these videos. So can we drop? Look at that! Oh, it's back again. Darn. All right, so let's take a look, Ron. This is a chart that shows the wait times for Disney World, all of its parks combined by month. And so what they do is they take the average wait time every single park, every single day, posted by Disney, and then they turn that into an average wait time for the past months, going all the way back into 2019. We can correlate this pretty well with crowd levels because the more people that are in the parks, the longer the wait times. Very simple. Now, Ron, you'll notice there's a gap here in 2020. That's when the parks were closed. And then you can essentially throw out the data that's from about July of 2020 until about November of 2020. And the reason that you can throw out that data is because Disney was not operating the attractions when they reopened in the same way that they always do. There was plexiglass up everywhere, incredibly limited capacity. They throttled, when and where you could go. Everything was controlled. And so all of that data, the parks don't function normally then, and the data is skewed. All of that said, Ron, take a look at this out of this month of September. We are down to historically low wait times, and I'm going to explain something big about this. 24 minutes is the current average wait time at Disney parks. Now, Ron, the bizarre thing about that is there's a fluke in the way that Disney reports wait times that throws the whole deal off. And you probably know what I'm going to say. Disney never declares that there's a 0-minute wait time, ever.
True.
You're not allowed to go down to 0. Disney will post at the minimum a 5-minute wait time, but some rides, they'll basically never go down to that. And a 5-minute wait time means that it's literally a walk-on. So they're not measuring the wait time you have with people. They're measuring how long they think it'll take you to walk through the line. And there's never a 0-minute wait time ever posted. So when we get down here to 24 minutes, and considering that there are going to be some rides that have 10, 15-minute wait times all the time posted no matter what, we're getting down pretty close to every ride's a walk-on. And I know that's a little confusing, but folks just know you could never go to 0. It's impossible. And it would be really hard to get under 10. So we're about 14 minutes away from the lowest level you could possibly imagine. That's how empty it is, Ron.
Yeah, and can I explain a little bit about this from personal experience? I went maybe it was a week ago. It wasn't very long ago. I actually have it posted. It's in one of my vlogs. I filmed it. There was a posted 40-minute wait time for Frozen Ever After at Epcot. I walked onto the ride. I have it videoed. I had looked up the sign, posted 40-minute wait, got in the line, walked through the line, and it took me 3 minutes to walk through the line and get onto the ride. 3 minutes walking through, getting onto the ride with a 40-minute posted wait time. So that also tells you that Disney does some other kind of funny stuff with those numbers that they post.
Yes, and Ron, we also need to say that this cannot be good for the Disney stock, the idea that they are dropping to historic levels of uncrowdedness. And I just want to point out, too, so if we go back to September of 2021, that is the only time in the post-pandemic era. And by the way, the pre-pandemic era, all of the wait times that you see there, they're different because they were measured differently because the systems were different. Disney instituted Genie Plus and all of this Lightning Lane stuff. These were all post-pandemic kind of shifts. And so the numbers pre-pandemic, you really can't use them. Post-pandemic, we've not seen this except one other September that was in 2021. And we might be on the way to beating that because the first half of September is all the data we have. That includes Labor Day. This is going to get worse for the current one. That's why we believe it'll be the least crowded month in the post-pandemic era for Disney. But it's not just us, Ron. Take a look at this. It's out of Disney Tourist Blog by Tom Bricker. So, Ron, this is an article that talks about how crowded the after-hours events have been for Disney, and that is true. These VIP, Halloween, local kind of festivals are sold out, and they're doing very well for Disney. We don't want to take that away from them. But I want to read what's going on during the main part of the day, which is the bread and butter of the House of Mouse. It says, this is the off-season, and lower crowds are to be expected to some degree. The current degree is just much less busy than I anticipated. Now, this is Disney Tourist Blog. None of us, although we love Disney Tourist Blog, we anticipated this. It says, and I expected fairly low crowds. In any case, it'll also get progressively worse over the course of party season. And so that it says, despite absurdly low daytime attendance, the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party I attended was sold out, just like every other party so far this season. And just like every date will be by the time it's over. There are only a half dozen parties that still have tickets available, and rest assured those will all sell out very soon. Ditto, Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. Only one date is sold out now, but November and December are also further into the future than September and December. That's the explanation here, nothing more. But really inside this, Ron, a much bigger story than these little parties being sold out is that the parks are empty for the vast majority of the day. If Magic Kingdom is empty, Ron, how's Epcot looking? How's Hollywood Studios looking? How is Animal Kingdom looking?
I mean, it was crazy. The first day of Epcot Food and Wine, I've never seen it so empty on the first day of a festival at Epcot ever. Ever in the history of a festival was it that empty. I think at dinner time, I was in the Connections Cafe, and I mean, what were there? Maybe there's hundreds of tables in Connections Cafe, and I think there were 3 or 4 tables that were full, had people at them. It was nuts. It was crazy. Also, it should be noted that while Disney Tourist Blog pointed out that some of the parties are not sold out, this is the middle of September. The Halloween party, the most popular after-hours event of the year. This is more popular than the Christmas party, is typically sold out by now for all of its dates. Though the fact that there are actually tickets available still is also very telling for how popular the parks are right now, or rather unpopular.
Right, and Ron, these ticketed events after hours, they all, for years they sell out. So I get that there's some hoopla about, they're crowded. I don't sense they're more crowded. I just sense that they're selling out like normal.
Yeah.
But you're right. We're in the middle of September, and the fact that some of them are not at this point, you're, 6 weeks away from Halloween.
Yeah, it is. From a different perspective, that was a great time to go because
that's actually where I was going to. Yeah, exactly. Some of our viewers do not want to support Disney in any way. We're not here to tell you what to do with your money or your time, folks. And we understand that the parks have a significant connection to Walt that folks out there may say, you know what, I'm not going to support Disney in these other ways, but I am going to support going to the parks because it's part of my childhood, it's part of my family history, it's my connection to Walt and his original dream, whatever's left of it. So I'm not here to tell people what to do, but Ron, if someone wants to experience Disney and not have to wait in huge lines or see huge crowds, you couldn't pick a better time to go than right now until about mid-October. Is that fair?
That is very, very fair. Right now it's a fabulous time to go, and also not even worry about buying the Lightning Lane multipass or whatever. I think you could fairly say that you could probably get on any ride and all the rides during the day that you want to. Plan your day out pretty easy. Bring an umbrella. This is the rainy season because it will rain in the afternoon. No big deal there. But it's pretty pleasant. And even the festival, this is one of my favorite things at Disney, is the Food and Wine Festival. It's not super busy until maybe 7:30. I think some people come in just to watch the concerts.
So, definitely.
Like during the daytime, it's empty. It's totally empty during the daytime.
So you're exactly right. It's like a mosh pit back there at the American Adventure late in the evening. But we're talking about, you could throw a souvenir 20 feet and not hit another guest during the day.
That's true.
We're not recommending that you do that.
Yeah, don't.
You could. Those are expensive souvenirs, folks. Be careful. Ron, right. Any suggestions for folks in terms of booking a Disney trip? What's something that you think some people need to know that maybe they don't know as we get ready to head into the holidays?
Obviously, the holidays are the 2 weeks surrounding Christmas, actually, maybe 3. You've got the 2 weeks before Christmas and then the 2 weeks of Christmas break into January 1st. Those are the busiest times of the year. A lot of people still love to come. They don't really care that it's busy. If that's you, that's fine. And I still appreciate the decorations that Magic Kingdom puts out. At least and I said this to Lorena the other day.
Are they going to 4th of July at this time, Ron?
No,
for those who don't know,
not.
Disney apparently had low crowds for 4th of July this year. They looked at their inventory of decorations and said, "Screw it, put it on the front of Magic Kingdom, and we're done. We're not doing the rest."
But that week after Thanksgiving, great week to come. Probably will be very low attendance, and you get all the Christmas stuff in. Then I always recommend that's a really good week for lower crowds. Not the week of Thanksgiving, but that first week of December after Thanksgiving. Very good week to come. And other than that, I just feel like the rest of this year, generally speaking, the crowds are going to be lower than they've been for the past couple 2-3 years, at least since 2021 when they were holding back capacity. So now's a good time to come.
I would just recommend to people, this is a theme park company, the Disney company. If the theme parks suffer, and we're looking at the lowest possible month since the pandemic, if the theme parks suffer, the Disney company will suffer gravely. This is a theme park company. Disney World is by far the biggest asset this company has. It's not even close. It's 1/3 of all their profits. 1/3 of all their profits. Disney needs to fix this fast.
Oh, and can I just say real quick, the first day, again, going back to the first day of the Epcot Festival of Food and Wine, International Festival of Food and Wine this year, I literally had not seen it that low of a crowd since the pandemic era, where we were still being forced to wear masks. I would say 2020, not even 2021, 2020, when the parks very first reopened and had about a 10% capacity. That was the same crowd that I saw, the same crowd level that I saw on the first day of Food and Wine. Incredibly low.
And that's why, by the way, folks, we tell you to throw out the data from 2020 because it's nonsense. It was 10% capacity. They controlled what rides you could ride. None of the park operations were anything approximating normal. So that's why we throw those out. But from 2021 on, we think this is going to be the lowest month ever. Folks, you need to go over and check out a YouTube channel that is becoming dominant in the space of telling the truth about theme parks. It's Follow the Bradleys Fun. Ron, what do you got coming up soon?
On today's, Follow the Bradleys Fun. Yeah, we just did our review of Beetlejuice. You can go back and watch that. That was on today's show earlier, and we're still talking about, of course, the Bob Iger situation. I cannot believe the number of people that still think that Bob Chapek was ever really in charge. He never was. But
that's right.
And you and I have both covered that extensively, and then I do have a fun parody that I am working on called Broccoli Hill, and it will be out very shortly.
Weird Ron Yankovic, folks. Weird Ron Yankovic.
Yes, Broccoli Hill, parody of Blueberry Hill, but we know that it's about Tiana's broken adventure.
Next, you're going to tell me that Blueberry Hill is about something different than picking blueberries. Folks, as we get ready to say goodbye, we ask you only to click that like button, share, subscribe. Also, click it, stick it to the algorithms, hit the notification bell, drop a comment down below, let us know your thoughts on a very empty Disney World. Will you be going? Will you be not? We'd love to hear it. Folks, until the next time, keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.
Oh.
What are you doing?
Well, you see, I wanted to get some inside scoops on Disney and their, different corporations, if you know what I mean. So I figured by looking into this fistbowl and sucking it randomly with my own energy that I pay for, you paid for, I could do the whole experience where you can be a master and spy on your targets.
You're an idiot. If you want to get the inside scoop on Disney or even other media organizations, you should check out thatparkplace.com and subscribe to WDW Pro's YouTube channel. That'd be way easier, more accurate, and, less dumb.
Are you saying I won't get accurate information this way?
No, you can't.
Who'd have think?